And we are about to witness the crowning of the new Miss World Queen tomorrow night. And after following them for almost 3 weeks in Telangana, India, I am now ready to reveal my top picks. I'm actually scared to do this hot picks sa totoo lang guys because this might not be accurate given the unpredictability of this pageant. But here I am still doing this because I feel I just want to keep trying until I truly understand the dynamics of this pageant system. Because if you all watched my previous video wherein, ang lakas ng viewership ko pala, thank you for all for watching by the way, where I got to discuss my observations about how Julia has been crowning her winners lately, then hopefully you might get a better understanding of how I am ranking these ladies for my final leaderboard. Of course, my only basis is everything that I have seen from them on social media, along with the fast-track results, but we all know that the latter is not the ultimate barometer of one's winning capability to win Miss World. It's just organized for the top 40 selection, but not really so much about winning the whole thing. Anyhow, I would just like you to know my analysis about these ladies here is not that comprehensive. Meaning ko kasi syempre taga-masid lang ako sa social media. I'm just basing everything from my observations on my previous video and apply it to the ladies whom I feel has the best chance to win the competition tomorrow night. So, let's go. So, let's begin. I have 11 ladies whom I feel could win Miss World tomorrow night. And let's start with our very own Krishna from the Philippines. I don't want to open my Miss World 2025 final leaderboard discussion with Krishna just on my 11th spot here for this segment because she really does not deserve it given the growth and level of determination that we have seen from her preparation for this pageant since being crowned Miss World Philippines last year. And for everything that was said about Krishna, what I love about her so much is how she was able to mold herself as a Miss World prototype given her soft wardrobe and makeup styling to mute her very Miss Universe level of sexiness from the get-go, and the tremendous improvement in her communication skills during the head-to-head challenge. I know you might all say she was too sexy for her top model performance or just decent with her head-to-head challenge performance as well, but I feel there is nothing to nitpick about it as she already exceeded our expectations at this point. And so there's nothing wrong with what she is doing so far. I may be putting her on my 11th spot right now, but that does not mean that she could not win on Saturday. She just has as much chance as the other Asian delegates to win. And alam kong ilalaban pa rin tayo ni Krishna hanggang dulo. And I just hope that, I hope that I'm really wrong with her placement here for now. So, you know what? Win or lose on Saturday, I really wouldn't be that sad for Krishna knowing she has shown so much capability and determination to represent us in the international stage. And now we go to my 10th spot and I'm giving it to Opala from Thailand. I feel I am lowballing this Thai queen in this position given everything that she has shown throughout in this year's pageant, considering I feel she's finally competing in a pageant system that complements her brand of beauty. Queenly and charismatic with a gift of gab that really calms and suits your senses, because I have to admit, I never really got the hype around her when she was competing in Miss Universe last year. And I just happened to jump in the bandwagon because everyone was going crazy for her. But now here in Miss World, I feel she easily fits the Miss World prototype perfectly. Beauty, heart, and a strong BWAP, especially when she talks about it. Now you will feel her sincerity as a breast cancer advocate, having gone through it when she was 16 years old. So you can really feel her heart to it because you know she went through it and it's very close to her heart. So it's no wonder that she emerged second overall in the continent of Asia for the head-to-head challenge round. So believe me when I say that I really want to put her in a higher position, but then again, I feel there are stronger candidates than her in this continent, whom I will mention in a little while. And now we go to my 9th spot and I'm giving it to Monica Keja from Indonesia. Oh my gosh, another Asian lady who deserves to be ranked higher in account of her two strong wins in talent and BWAP, which really says a lot about how impressive the organization sees Indonesia's charity work in her community. The very hallmark of what BWAP program of Miss World is all about. And Miss World organization really knows how to scrutinize their ladies from head to toe, as Monica strikes you as someone who is very kind, down to earth, and humble. So it really makes sense that she has been on the radar of the organization right now. If there is one thing that I am learning from Monica or Miss Indonesia's foray here in Miss World is that Indonesia has really made a strong case in Miss World by taking their BWAP projects seriously year in and out. Indonesian queens, I notice, really make an effort to look for tangible solutions, real solutions about their BWAP projects as a result of their tremendous concern for the community. And Monica's pipeline for Lifeline of looking for ways to bring clean water to the vulnerable of her community is very driven and passionate. Tapos, she plays the piano too, and eventually won Best in Talent. So it's really a little combination. Honestly, I may be putting her on my 9th spot right now, but I don't mind her seeing eventually winning the Continental Queen of Asia Special Award by placing higher tomorrow night. And now we go to my top 8, and I will strictly follow the Continental format from here on, even if I hate this kind of format, as it's the format that will be employed during the show tomorrow. So that means I'm about to review my top 2 best performing delegates for each contestant. Starting off with my number 8 queen from the Americas, Valeria Perez from Puerto Rico. Oh, she is a beautiful redhead in this year's competition, but don't really be fooled by her physicality here. She is the real deal in Miss World this year, because throughout her whole candidacy here in Miss World, she really taught us to be more selfless towards our loved ones, especially if she talks about her cousin Joselito, who is at the forefront of her BWAP project called Communicating Without Limits, in supporting individuals with Down syndrome, the deaf community, and families that are also affected by cancer. So you see, she not only just talked about them in her BWAP, but also included them in some parts of her candidacy by making some of them hand paint her dress for the top model challenge. So you really see that she is wearing something that is so personal to her, and it's not just all about showmanship for her. And that's so Miss World coded already. You involve the whole community with you. And maybe it also helps that she is also a teacher, so she effectively conveys her thoughts across very well with her soft tone and easy choice of words for us to understand her. I'm telling you guys, Puerto Rico is really the real deal in the competition, and I wouldn't be surprised if she places higher than my 8th spot here and eventually win this whole thing tomorrow night. Now let's go to my 7th spot, and I'm giving it to the second best from Europe, which is Jasmine from Ireland. Who says Europe is such a weak continent this year? I absolutely don't agree, especially when you get to see someone like Jasmine from Ireland, who also embodies the beauty with a purpose program by advocating for literacy through her small kids in her community and even abroad. Inspired by her parents, she nurtured this BWAP project until it reached public attention in her country, as she now collaborates with government officials there in doing humanitarian outreach. So she's really inspiring, and so seeing her win top model for Europe is just really the icing on the cake, as her beauty definitely comes from within. And now let's go to my second best from Africa, which is Selma from Namibia. I believe her time has finally come, and her Miss World participation could be her biggest redemption just yet. Yup, do you still remember her? She was Catriona's batchmate in Miss Universe 2018, and that year she already made quite a big impression among us pageant fans with her captivating beauty and stage presence. But alas, it wasn't meant for her. And now, 7 years later, she's looking to be a formidable candidate for Miss World this year. And the thing with Miss Namibia right now is is she really used these 7 years to enrich herself with not just knowledge, but life experiences as well. Because look at her now. She's now an economist, a real estate professional, and a founder of her own foundation too, whose mission is to advocate for food security, sustainable agriculture, and mental health advocacy. So she really enriched herself in immersing in charity work through backyard gardens and teaching her community to grow their own food. Nakikita mo talaga dito na she really leads by example. So I really feel her resume is as powerful as her stage presence. So it was no surprise that she was also chosen as a top model for her continent with a beautiful fitted gown with a choker, tama ba? Choker ba? Or a collar necklace that seems to be hand-woven that really elevated her wardrobe. I sort of felt her country's culture in this particular dress. So, well done, Miss Namibia. And now we go to my fifth position. I'm giving it to the second best from Asia and Oceania, who is Samantha from New Zealand. Just like Miss Namibia, this lady from Oceania could be heading for a higher placement from her previous pageant, Miss International. And it looks like it could really happen tomorrow night. Truth be told, I started noticing her after her win in Top Model round, despite how we all protested how she wore a different wardrobe from the wardrobe that she had worn during a photo shoot for this segment earlier during the competition. Sa tingin ko, I honestly thought it was a strategy, and the organizers seemed okay with it with her last minute switch, which proved to be a hit eventually. But regardless of how we feel about Miss New Zealand right now, I really admired her level of competitiveness, but still managed to be low-key in a lot of pre-pageant activities. I especially like her demeanor at the background of the head-to-head challenge activities, where the camera would occasionally pan on her listening intently on her fellow candidates' speeches while the rest of her candidates at the back were busy tinkering on their phones. I genuinely like that because it really shows commitment to her decorum as a professional and a serious contestant, and not just for the show. So I really love her demeanor, overall demeanor. And this is why I feel she might place high, because if you watch my previous video, the organization really pays attention to their attitude and demeanor even off stage. And Samantha's professionalism here really speaks highly of herself as a pageant contestant. So it's no wonder why she placed so high in Miss International last year as well. And finally, we go to my top four. The very best of the best for me in each continent. So let's begin with my fourth place, and I'm giving it to Jessica Pedrosa from Brazil. Yep, this beautiful Brazilian for me is the best in the Americas continent, as she has been the most consistent among all her peers in the group. Diba, she made top 8 in head-to-head, top 24 in talent, and now a finalist in the Multimedia Award as well. Actually, I really started noticing her back during the opening ceremony with her gold samba outfit, wherein she was very fun and festive with her hand movement and stunning headdress, diba? And I thought that lovely face matched the fluidity of her dance there. Or our Brazilians just are good dancers by nature. But anyhow, she really stunned me again with her head-to-head challenge, wherein she showcased her prowess as an advocate for quality of education as a result of her profession as a teacher, which began when she became a volunteer as an English teacher back when she was 16 years old, as she comes from a family of teachers as well. So watching her there, you can really feel she was very heartfelt and personal with her speech there, considering English isn't her first language. So it was so easy for me to listen to her. So I really see her doing well in the finals. Honestly, guys, seeing a Brazilian like her do well in Miss World is no longer a surprise, as Brazil has had such a fantastic track record in Miss World over the years. Lagi silang pasok sa banga. So if Jessica finally wins for her country tomorrow, I really wouldn't mind as well, as she really, really deserves it. And now we go to my top 3, and I'm giving it to the best candidate from Europe. And she is Millie Adams from Wales. I'm just so happy to be placing placing her so high in my list here in this competition, as she is the best performing delegate in her continent. Because winning head-to-head challenge and BWAP one after the other is the momentum that she really needs to be acknowledged as a strong contender for the crown. I actually have had the privilege to interview her on my Instagram account before she competed, and I must say talaga guys, I was really blown away by her level of commitment for her BWAP project. She is teaching pala her fellow youngsters self-defense in hopes to prevent the increasing number of knife crime violence in her community there in Wales. So drawing on her medical background, she has launched a successful BWAP project initiative that focuses on equipping young people with life-saving first aid skills. And I'm just amazed at her zeal and drive to do this for her community as a result of her medical knowledge. Imagine being a judge as the best speaker with having the best advocacy in your continent for this pageant. How can you seriously beat that now? And finally, we go to the runner-up of this list, and I'm giving it to someone whom I feel is the best from the continent of Asia and Oceania, and she is Nandita Gupta from India. It's no surprise why I'm putting this Indian host delegate as the best performing Asian delegate, simply because of her collective showmanship. I am absolutely drawn to her beauty and kindness, as she has been the most gracious host delegate I've seen in recent memory. And it seems like while she has been acknowledged as a heavy contender for the crown, she doesn't let it go, she doesn't let it get to her head, and just showcases the right amount of temperament needed for someone like her in this kind of competition. Chill, relaxed, and gracious. And so following her on Instagram as a result of being close with our very own Krishna and Miss Indonesia has made me realize that she doesn't take herself too seriously after all. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about her right now, because she's very light and easy to follow, especially with all her fun TikTok videos along the corridors of the hotel that she uploads while, doing the talking for her as she showcases her warm personality. And the girl has a fun and engaging personality talaga. And so if she is feeling any pressure from her countrymen to deliver tomorrow night, it really doesn't show. I'm actually more drawn to her now than ever, as she seems to be fun and humble, a reflection of her modest upbringing when she was young. Therefore, she's really authentic. More so, especially when she talks about her BWAP project called Project ECTA, which aims to bring change to the lives of people in her community through empathy, cultural acceptance, and mutual respect. And finally, we go to my winner, my Miss World 2025, and it's no surprise I'm giving it to Zoisie van Rensburg from South Africa. She has always been my presumptive Miss World this year, just how she looks the part, plus her great communication skills, because she left me speechless during my one-on-one interview with her on my Instagram account after our interview. And I can't believe how a 19-year-old lady like her can hold so much power when it comes to this department. As someone who wants to be a lawyer someday, she really can change the world through this quality. And I'm so happy that we are seeing that on the ground, especially when she talks about her BWAP project of providing quality education to young children in her community. Because if you get to see her BWAP video, you can really feel that she speaks very sincere and passionate, like someone who has so many life experiences already. And for that, she made it as one of the top 8 finalists of the head-to-head challenge round. So prototype-wise, she really looks the part. That angelic, sweet, saccharine beauty that could never do any wrong. And just really blown away by her beauty and communication skills, as she seems to be the type who's very kind and humble as well, as it seems that you will never get a diva attitude from her. So yeah, she really lives up to her favoritism for the crown, which is why she is my overall #1 pick to win Miss World this year. South Africa could get its 4th Miss World crown tomorrow night. So there you go, guys. What do you think about my final hot picks here? You see, guys, I really try to be fair. Kahit na masakit sa puso ko na I'm ranking Krishna only 11th here on my list. But who knows? Krishna might prove us wrong, especially me, in the end, by taking it all the way till the end. If there's anything I've learned from watching Miss World over the years is that it's the most unpredictable pageant and anything can happen. Now, if my picks here do not reflect the actual results tomorrow night, I wouldn't mind getting bashed again for being palpak, for being a failure yet again. Basta I'm always happy with my list as it's always spoken from the heart. So, thank you all for watching and see you on my next video. Bye!